What's going on, YouTube? It's the fall season of 2017. I call this genius season. Are you a genius? Are you consistent? Right now is the time to start investing in yourself. I'm going to talk about 3 different ways that you can invest in yourself that people take for granted. Now, usually when you say the word investment, the first thing that comes to people's mind is money. Money is an investment. I'm here to tell you that money is not the only investment, and furthermore, it is not the most important investment. There's a lot of different ways you can invest. You can invest in your health, you can invest in your emotions, you can invest in yourself mentally, sharpen this tool up here, which I think is the most important investment. You can invest your time, which is the most common investment because more people invest their time. They go to work every day and trade their time for money because they think that money is more important than their time. And in some cases, people believe that money is so much more important than their time that they work even after their retirement because they have this idea that they have to consistently trade their time for money. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true, right? The reason why I said this is the season of the genius is because a few things are happening in our economy that's disrupting the status quo. We are in a beacon of disruption. Right now in 2017 is probably one of the most prominent disruption years, especially since we're approaching the end of it. So if you're watching this video in the future, sometime in maybe, I don't know what year, but in the future, you're going to realize that this timestamp that I'm inserting in this video is pivotal, all right? If you missed the boat while it was sailing, here's your chance because the season of the genius is going to continue to blossom, right? Geniuses are going to become even more and more valuable in the future, right? So some of the things that people would have normally studied years ago, these are the things that's not going to work as much or as often as possible, right? There's a few things that I think needs to be paid attention to in the time going forward in today's world and economy, is that if you think about cryptocurrency by itself, Bitcoin, you're looking at probably one of the most profound disruptions in the world. And the reason why is because Bitcoin has the ability, and cryptocurrency has the ability to change the way that we view money in the future, period. Okay, there might be a time in the future where currency doesn't exist the same way it does anymore. There's going to be one universal money, one money only, and it might just be cryptocurrency or something like it. This might be the beginning stages of a universal monetary system that's going to work universally, where money is valued the same no matter where you go. Right? And some of the people who catch the boat early are going to be some of the wealthiest people in the world. So some of the people who are holding on to the old systems of money, they're going to be the ones that are going to sink with the ship because they refuse to adapt to the current environment, right? So just like if you've ever read any papers on evolution, you'll know that the principle of evolution is that it's not the strongest nor the weakest species that's more likely to survive. It's the one that can adapt to change, right? So this is our opportunity to adapt to change. The people who cannot adapt to change are the ones who get lost in translation, right? You continue to think that the old ways of doing things are going to continue to work. And that's not exactly what's going to happen. You see, if you look at the way that things are happening today, for example, you have companies like Uber, right, and Lyft. They're disrupting the cab business, right? Whereas in I think I said this I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. I said that, and I talked about this years ago, back in 2006, right? And anybody who purchased one of my albums back then, you know, because I have timestamps inside my audio recordings that date back to 2005, where I said that in the future, I talked about the digital revolution. I predicted on my own, and like I said, I have evidence of this because anyone who listened to my music, you can even Google Going Digital, and you'll see that I spoke about this. I saw iTunes music happening, right? I used to sell my album on MySpace back when there was Snowcap. I saw these things happening prior to them happening already. So I kind of predicted these things, that they would happen. And I'm not the only one who did. Many other people who can visualize these things happening, they saw it coming too. I saw YouTube being giant. I was a member of YouTube. I was one of the first YouTubers, and I dropped the ball. And I had other channels. I got rid of those channels because of a dispute between me and another business partner who was handling my music at that time. I didn't fully own the rights to my channel and likeness during that time. So within that dispute, I was dispersed from YouTube. But I've remained on YouTube the entire time, doing other things. Like, for example, this channel I started in 2013. And I was also someone who knew that monetizing YouTube was going to be another thing. But entrepreneurship is something that, and if I haven't made my point in the past, entrepreneurship is going to be bigger going forward. We talk about this a lot. Many people talk about how entrepreneurship is only a minority in America. You're going to be seeing in the future that entrepreneurship is going to be the new way to live. You're going to see that instead of 95.5, which is 95 workers, 5% entrepreneurs, you're going to start to see it transfer over, and you're going to see 70% workers, 30% entrepreneurs. This time is going to come. It probably will be in the year 2020 or 2021, sorry, not 2020 or 2021, you're going to see a huge increase, probably going toward 10% or 15%. And going on in the future, you're going to see it at least going closer to 30%, right? I don't see it going too much higher than that because the average person is usually, a lot of people don't like to do the hard work and think for themselves too much. That takes a selected group of individuals that just have the vision and the concept locked down, right? So I made this video to let people know that the year of the genius is here upon us, and it's going to keep going forward and forward. In the future, it's going to be brains over brawn, okay? Years ago, sometimes it used to be about brawn, but the geniuses are going to start winning again. So if you haven't, pick up a book, start studying some of these trends, start reading some articles. Maybe you want to slow down and watch too much TV, turn off your favorite show and stuff like that. Now, I just want to say something because I keep seeing a craze about this. I've noticed that people keep talking about Spectrum and what they're doing, cutting off channels. Now, for all the people who keep making a big deal out of this, I want you to think about something, all right? Yeah, this may be happening to a certain degree, but one of the reasons why you shouldn't be worrying about it so much is because right now is the time for you to start thinking about how you can replace that model of business and become more profound in providing advertisers a platform to do business with you, okay? You should be thinking about competing with certain companies and like all these other companies, because some of these companies are going to come and go, right? Spectrum is probably going to be doing more business with other people, individuals, and new media companies, because the old media companies were probably charging Spectrum too much money, right? And Spectrum's like, hey, listen, we can't continue to yield profits if you keep trying to give us this price. So they might have to drop a provider or drop someone and try to pick up other people. So instead of getting upset, say that this is my time. Now I'm going to come up with an idea. I'm going to start my own media company, and I'm going to try to go and do business with them. And for all you know, some of those companies might be dropping them so that they can go somewhere else and make more money somewhere else, right? You never know, right? So for example, like right here on YouTube, like on some of my videos, you'll see ads and stuff like that, which you should definitely check out and stuff like that to try to get to know and understand how this works. But this gives me an opportunity to do business with some of these advertisers so that I can take advantage of the monetary value of this. And by being paid monthly, doing this as an entrepreneur, and yes, of course, yes, I do YouTube as a business, I have the opportunity to do what most multimillionaires do, which is have, and I'm not a multimillionaire, which is have multiple sources of income, because I believe in that, right? Many people who know me know that I talk about investing. I talk about stock market bonds. I talk about eBay. I talk about, and I have books for sale too, which I've sold thanks to my channel. I've gotten a lot of book sales, right? I've never advertised my book anywhere else except on YouTube. And just by advertising my book on YouTube, I was able to get a lot of sales from my books. And that alone is kind of amazing, right? Because I always tell people, because here's the whole thing. YouTube is actually disrupting things too a little bit, or shaking things up, because a lot of people who were making a lot of ad revenue before, they're not making as much ad revenue as they were before, because YouTube is saying that some of the videos aren't really ad friendly. So what's happening is instead of being able to monetize that video, YouTube would say, well, this is not ad friendly. So now you can make money off of like the YouTube streaming and stuff, because now you're monetizing anyway. So you're still going to get paid for the video regardless, even if you don't have the ads, just through the streaming and stuff like that. It's almost like being an artist and having iTunes, right? So I'm all for more people trying out YouTube Red, and try it out for free. Get the free trial. Try it out, because I would love for a lot of my subscribers to be able to watch my videos with or without the ads, right? If you check out the ads and you think it's cool, because, for example, NetVest advertises on my channel, and I never knew about this, so I downloaded the app one day and I love it. Like right now I'm following Mona. It's one of the investors. You get to see investors, and you get to see their investments, and you get to see their portfolios and how they're trading throughout the day. So you get to see them trading throughout the day in real time, and they're telling you about what stocks they're investing in and why. You get to see their gains and stuff like that. So that's a cool thing too. And I know that technology is changing everything, right? There's some people who can make a living right off their cell phone without even going anywhere else, right? So I used to talk about how many years ago I used to do a lot of the bottle returns. I do a lot of the eBay, still do Amazon, still do all that stuff. But I'm noticing a trend that right now is the time for the serial entrepreneur, right? The person with multiple streams of income to start making more and more and more. Because sometimes if you put all your eggs in one basket, you can't really get the most out of it. So I'm learning about diversifying your efforts. I was just reading a book, The Millionaire Next Door, and which is a great book. I recommend people read it. I was thinking about this, and I'm going to do it actually. I'm going to start doing some book reviews on this channel. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite books and tell my subscribers why I think you should be reading this book. I had a conversation with two of my friends. One friend of mine, the conversation didn't go so well. I talked about the difference between going to the library and borrowing a book and actually investing and buying the book, and why I think that if it's important enough, you just buy it. I still believe that today. If I feel like I'm going to read a book, I'm going to buy it. I'm not going to go to a library. I don't have a library card. I don't think I ever have had a library card. I just believe that it's important. If it's important enough, you buy the book. And this individual wasn't able to see what I was talking about. They didn't understand what I meant. So I had to break it down and tell them within my argument why I felt like they should buy a book. I said, if someone was to come to you and said, I have some information. This information is going to probably make you an extra $600 a year. I just need you to give me 25 bucks. But this is something you probably didn't know. And I know you don't know this because this is coming from an expert who knows how to do this, right? So $25 and you'll become $600 more valuable annually if you just give me 25 bucks. I'll give you the instructions on how to become more valuable. And not even just with money, like I said before, sometimes the mind, right? Because I believe that books are like software programs, right? Like a computer can upload a software program or download a program and upload it. And the human brain is just like a computer, right? When you read a book, you're uploading a program into here. So you become more knowledgeable about something, right? So for 25 bucks, you're going to become more valuable, right? So if it's important enough, I'd say you buy the book. And I still feel that way. I'm never going to change my mind about this. I have plenty of books. Every book that I've ever wanted to read, I purchased. Someone told me about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill years ago when I was younger. And I barely had enough money to buy books like that. But I found the money to buy it and I bought it. And it helped me, right? And these are the kind of things when you're buying books like this and investing in yourself. If you think you're broke now, if the book adds value to you, you'll get to a point where you're probably not going to be broke, right? Because you're reading information that's going to help you. Right now, not every book is going to give you useful information, right? You can't go buy a romance novel and think that you're going to become more valuable after reading a romance novel, right? It's fiction. You can't go and get a Harry Potter book and expect that Harry Potter is going to teach you how to invest your money in the stock market or how to start a business from the ground floor. You have to find other leaders. You have to find other novelists to give you that information so that you can become more valuable, right? Reading is going to help you. So some people do buy books or borrow books if it's fiction or something like that. Maybe you want to borrow a Harry Potter book from the library or something like that, or buy it if you feel like it's valuable to you to keep you entertained, because reading is always good. And you will get some value from reading regardless of what you're reading about. Some people don't really need money. Some people are making really good money, right? I have a friend who's a computer software programmer for a large company that pays him over 80 grand a year, and he lives modestly and he has plenty of money put away and saved and understands financial stuff enough where sometimes he likes to read other books. He's a huge Harry Potter fan and loves the books. So every time a new Harry Potter book comes out, he pre-orders it through Barnes and Nobles or something like that, and he gets the book and he reads it to keep himself entertained, because he only works about 30 hours a week. So he's got a lot of spare time and he likes to just sit in his living room, read some books and keep himself occupied. So some people like stuff like that. But this is the year of the genius, right? Right now, there's some education and online college programs that are teaching people new courses like how to fly drones, which is going to be in high demand, right? I was reading an article that AT&T actually is doing business with a drone program, and we're first responders during some of the hurricane crisis, and we're hiring companies that were doing drones to scale the environment. And insurance companies are going to start using drones instead of sending out analysts. So drones will probably be able to come and take a look at your car, measure the damage, taking photos or doing video, and there you go. So in the future, like I said, disruption. Now imagine if you owned a drone company, you had some drones, you knew how to fly drones, and you became a consultant, and you can you can contract yourself out to companies to work and do video surveillance for someone, and you can make 6 figures a year, maybe even $250,000 a year. So watch out, because this is the year of the genius, and get ready to inform yourself on what's going on. Look for disruption. Uber, Lyft. I'm still waiting for Uber to do their IPO so I can invest. I'm looking into this cryptocurrencies things. I think I caught onto the craze a little too late, but it's probably never too late, because if cryptocurrency works the way I think it is, it's going to change the way that we spend money today, and even make it worse for people, because anyone who's holding on to hard cash, you're going to have a problem. When cryptocurrency comes out, you're not going to be able to keep up with the demand of monetary value. So if you got $5,000 cash, if cryptocurrency becomes the mass generator here, your $5,000 in cash is going to turn into $1. All right, because one Bitcoin is almost $5,000 now. So you got $5,000 cash, you're going to have a hard time, and it's going to become even more and more valuable. So be careful that you're not holding on to too many old ideas. All right, so invest in yourself. That's what I'm calling this video. Follow me on Twitter, and this was just a conversation. I felt like I wanted to express myself and give my subscribers another outlook on how things are working. One other point I wanted to drive home. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I'm sorry guys, I just have to bring this point home. In December, I started trading on Robinhood. And if you made it this long, if you want to get started on Robinhood and do commission-free trading, you can just go to the link below and you can get yourself a free share on me and start trading commission-free. I like Robinhood because sometimes the biggest expense in trading stocks is the commission fee. So instead of paying $4.95 or $7 or some outrageous price just to buy one share stock or a couple of shares, maybe you want to buy those shares for free. So download Robinhood, use my link, and get a free share right now on me. And if you refer friends, you can get free shares up to $500. So if you want to make $500, use my link, refer other people. And yeah, so Facebook, in December of 2016, I remember looking at it when it was only $115 a share. They do not pay a dividend, but right now they're at about $170, right? So even though I didn't jump on that wave because I was too late, I took someone else's advice. Someone told me never invest in Facebook or never invest in some of these companies. Boy, was I wrong. I should have used my instinct. I would have been able to make a lot of money. So now I just recently purchased some shares, and I'm also investing in ETFs that invest in Facebook and some other, because Facebook has over 1 billion users and it's going to be 2 billion, 3 billion. And Facebook is very disruptive because it's going to be changing the way that people do things, right? So just beware of that, right? So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Keep YouTube running, because we want to keep YouTube at the top of the paradigm, okay? So we want to keep YouTube at the top, make it the #1 search engine, and we don't want to lose that to other competitors. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter. Check out the link. Start trading on Robinhood today, and have a good day. Thank you.